me to this other thought where obviously the famous doctor from Ho'oponopono, which is Dr. Ialoakula Hulin.
Yeah, hialu
Um,
aloha. I know that part. Doc yellow
okay,
hialu.
making fun now.
No, it's just a difficult name. Like
It's
Punu
Hawaiian.
Punu Punu Ho'oponopono.
No, Ho'oponopono is
No, it
that's
sounds
just the
vulgar. It's
Ho'oponopono.
yeah, dude. It sounds
No,
okay.
no,
Good.
but what I'm saying is that that's just the method. But his name is Ihaluhakula Hulin. Um, anyways,
Yeah.
so he said this one thing, and it's not just him. It's like a lot of the sages have said it. A lot of the mystics have said it. Is that everything is happening, and this is where it becomes it's very hard to actually speak about this because it's so far out there that the like I won't even say the layman because that would be like saying that there's it's that class of people that don't understand these types of things, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to do that. I'm just trying to say that the idea that man, I'm just gonna say it anyways. The idea that there's like there's this one consciousness, like there's only one being, and that being is appearing as individual human beings, but that is only an appearance of something that is infinite and one and all encompassing. And so those things that think that they are all separate are not actually separate and are actually all just the one consciousness, if you will.
Yeah.
And that what you think as being other people out there is just like a bunch of mirrors that's being held up to you. And basically the person who, and this is like where, like I said, you're dealing with things here that can't actually even be described with words, dude. Because there's not even the right words to actually explain them. But the way you can break it down is kind of being like the person who is in first person, right? The one with the, as I like to call it, the one with the invisible face. So
Mm-hmm.
when you look around, you see all these people with faces, right? But you don't see your own face.
Mm.
There's like a missing thing here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yes, like people will be like, oh, but the nose, but like, no, most of what you see is like invisible. It's gone over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're in this like different type of seat. And everybody else, when you look at them, and then they'll say, oh, but if you look at a reflection or whatever, you'll see your face.
Yeah, but get
But
to the
again, you're actually just seeing another person, right? But, anyways, the point is this: the person who is in first person is in the driver's seat of that reality. And that reality, that bubble, is different to what somebody else is seeing or experiencing as the first person. Does that make sense?
okay, yes. Yeah, is
No,
that your
like
point? Okay.
no, that's not the point. I'm saying a lot. I want
Yes.
to make sure that you at least are like following.
Yes, I'm following.
So then we get to other mystics, right? Like guys like Neville Goddard, who says like everybody is you pushed out. Okay.
Okay.
So kind of think about it like, I'll just use this as an example. The Big Bang kind of takes place at some point where you are, wherever that is. Like, think about it as you being like the center point, and then spreading out. Like, you've heard of the what's it called now? The Higgs. I can't think of it right now. It's not a curtain or
The
web. It's the Higgs. I can't think of it, but it's the thing that kind of connects everybody to what they would call like the Big Bang. So as it happened, and all these different things start like forming, and all these like separate things, it's all being connected by this Higgs thing. Can't remember like how they describe it. Anyways,
Higgs boson particle or something like that.
no, it's that might be the scientific name, but if you look it up, it's just like, what is the thing that connects everybody with something to do with Higgs?
I'm
You'll
a hick,
hear.
you're a hick. Oh,
um, we're connected by our cousins.
indeed.
Anyways,
I'm just
so
asking this very vague question.
just be like, what is the Higgs connector that they talk about in quantum physics?
Yeah.
But anyways, so basically they say everybody is you pushed out. So every person that is in your life, and you can even look at the work of like Dolores Cannon and stuff, where they talk about background people. So all, like, from as close as it is to you, and as the layers start going out and out and out, they become like weaker and weaker and weaker, and they kind of just become like background people. So if you're in a massive traffic jam, um,
Background
the
people, sorry.
people right around you, like the
Mm.
person next to you that you're showing a middle finger to, that person is playing a bigger role in your consciousness, that there's some interaction that's happening, as opposed to the person who's like 100 cars away. You see,
Mhm.
like that. Yes, theoretically, there is a person in the car over there, but it's kind of just like,
Theoretically. Okay.
but it's kind of just like bots, like filler.
Uh-huh.
It's just to make the picture, to make it seem like it's alive, like you're a part of something. But
Simulation
really,
theory, something like that.
but really, it's all coming from your own mind. And so now we go back to Dr. Hulin, and when he did certain healings where that people couldn't explain, then he gave the reason why. So when you see someone in traffic cuts you off or something, and they scream at you and stuff, and you get angry and you're shaking your fist, what's like what he did is he goes, what is going on inside my consciousness that caused that person to do that now? So he's looking at it that way, that you are like the operant power. And by you, I mean every single person.
Mm.
It's just, obviously, I have to look at it from my perspective because I've got the invisible face, if you know what I mean. I'm in first person.
Mm.
But for you, it's you. So it's like, it's one, but it's separate. Anyways, the point being is that when he does that, when he then looks within himself and tries to fix or reset what he calls the 0 point, so he brings it back to this infinite potential of the 0 point, where there is no lack, limitation, or discord. All of a sudden, the things in the outer, these other people, their lives start changing. You see certain synchronicities happen. People all of a sudden have healings that the doctors can't explain. All
I,
because, like, you turn within, and that's where you fix it within yourself. And then you fix it in the other person.
I would,
Because
yeah.
there's only one person. like
I
is
would put it.
basically what they
I
say.
guess what you've said is okay. You said a lot. And it's I don't want to say it's aloof, but I would want to bring it back to like practical steps, right? So in the sense that you've seen, we've all seen how certain individuals get abused by others. So people want to bully them. Everyone else just has to say, oh, yesterday I was sick in school. I was sick, so I didn't come to school. But suddenly you or that other one person says it, and the teacher's like, unacceptable, unacceptable, right? If you've got a broken leg, you just sit in that classroom. I'm being hyperbolic here, but like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
everything goes for everyone else, but somehow for this one person, it doesn't go. And it's not always necessarily got anything to do with color but or race or something, but it's got to do with the fact that, or I would say, many people would explain it this way: is that if you look like a step, if you make yourself a step, people will step on you. But if you look like a thorn, people will not step on you because they don't want to deal with the inconvenience of it, right? So in the same way, I would tend to agree with you that yeah, if you're abrasive as a person, if you already have the inner anger, it's not a surprise that you're going to find people and attract people to you who are going to just want to rub you up the wrong way because they look at you and they're like, this guy's trouble. You know what I mean? Even though there's like, it doesn't make sense. Even if you as a third person are like, why would you look at him and just say, this guy's trouble? But you look at me and you're like, hey, man, you're a really good guy. I can just see you're a great guy, man. So you want to deal with me differently to that person. So definitely it's got something to do with our mind, state of mind. And it's not silly to ask yourself questions like that. What did I do? What's going on with me internally that is making this person do this or react this way, have this reaction? Uh, does that make sense what I'm saying?
no, like you're
Yeah.
definitely
Because
um you're definitely like close
the thing is, I'm trying
to
to make it
what I'm saying, but it goes
deeper. Yes, I know.
it goes deeper. But obviously, I think where you're taking it is like it's kind of a decent place. But
I'm trying to take it away from an
where
high
I'm
up.
taking it from,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I'm
exactly. I
trying.
know
I'm
what you mean.
I'm trying not to because you have to bring it into build ladders, Mikey. You can't just start. I mean, you and I, we can talk about that straight, but you have to bring it. Otherwise, you're just talking Chinese to others. Like you've got
Yeah,
to
it's
bring it
like
back to first
it's
principles.
meat is for the men and milk is for the babes.
Yes, you have to first bring it down to like, okay, that makes sense. Maybe it is because of we are all just one being and expanded, pushed out into the universe. That's why because you can also have people who walk into a room, they energize the room completely. Everyone gets excited. No one can really explain why suddenly everyone's talking and excited and laughing. And you've got people who come into a room and they bring peace. Suddenly everyone feels very relaxed, very calm. Or you have someone who comes into the room and suddenly there's a suspicion in the air, right?
Yeah.
People are defensive, aggressive. You know,
What it's like really doing
yeah.
is it's completely shifting the responsibility to your entire life to you,
Mm,
as if you are like the operating system. And the best way I like to look at it is you've got this like projector and you've got the screen. And you're the one who's putting the film in, and that's what's being shown on the screen. And then you don't like the scene, and so you're screaming at the screen, and you're like, "Don't go in there! I told you not to go in there! Oh my gosh!" You don't see that like the monsters in there. Didn't you hear the noise? And so that's kind of what you're doing. You're like screaming at ghosts, whereas you need to go to the projector, which is your consciousness. What are you putting in there? What are you like filling your mind with that makes it that 5149? And then you'll realize, like, oh, there's a new movie playing, and it's you sitting there under a tree barefoot, and you've got sheep, and you're playing your harp, and your dog is lying with its head in your lap, and you hear your family laughing in the house. It's and but
Oh,
people
I went straight to that place just when you mentioned it. I went
yeah,
straight to
so
the.
what so
Yeah.
people they maybe it's just like an amnesia or something, maybe because like all of our spiritual leaders and stuff have completely misinterpreted things that have been written down. Think about this, dude. I had this thought the other day, right? And it's what I'm basically talking about is also like, it's also like in the Buddhist in there, like in the Vedas and the Gitas and stuff, right? Um People have been talking about this for a long time, especially with Siddhartha, where he sits there and he literally like morphs having like during this like um experience that he's having. He literally realizes how he has been every single person that has lived like in all the history of the world, right? He's just going through this experience and his face is just changing um from like man to woman, and like it's a pretty like rough scene, if you think about it.
Are you talking about the
um
book now? The
I'm
book
talking about the
by.
one that was written by Herman Hesse,
Yes. Okay.
which is obviously the more fictional one, but still brilliant nonetheless, because
Mm.
it kind of just makes it a little bit more palpable. Um, but like, think about it, this like really tripped me out, where it's like, imagine you find like any type of like scripture or text or something. Like, imagine you were the one who wrote it for yourself to read it at this time. Like, that's what I was thinking the other day.
Mm.
And like, it sticks out at you, and you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like, what is it about this that is something that's deep inside of me that's like, this is true.
Mm. So
And
you're
then I was
saying
thinking, like, imagine you wrote it for yourself to find. Like, there's a
mm,
point you became
so
enlightened, and then you wrote it to yourself so that you can find it again.
in the next life.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and maybe it takes you like 4 or 5 lives to pick it up again.
Yeah.
But and I mean, and this is just like, it's romantic or whatever.